In this week's episode, we are going to be looking at the phenomenon of using spiritual tools rather than doing the inner work. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hi, and welcome to Outlaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this week, spiritual tools, the use of spiritual tools, the gaining of spiritual tools, rather than doing the work and looking at ourselves very critically and taking those reviews and being introspective of what we're doing, because there's a phenomenon at the moment where lots and lots of people, and I think it's because the energies are moving the way that they are moving, and they are moving very fast. It's highlighting the fact that there's a lot of people out there with a lot of spiritual tools in their toolbox that have done a lot of courses, but they have not spent the time doing the inner work. They have not spent the time doing the shadow work, basically. And basically, they are using their spiritual tools to run rather than to gain. And so this has been highlighted to me. It's come onto my spectrum, looking at different aspects of what's going on out there. And I think it's quite important it came onto my radar again the other day, where I was in conversation with a colleague, and they were actually saying how there were so many people out there, spiritual people, that she'd kind of considered to be very, very spiritual, because they'd done this course, that course, the other course, had this in their toolbox, been doing this for years, been doing that for years. And it's all these tools, because courses are also tools. And yet they were still running fear-based programs. They were still running competition programs. They were still running egoic programs. And they were quite surprised by this. And I can remember when that had first come onto my spectrum a few years ago, and I was quite surprised by it as well. But then you start to feel into it, you start to sit into it, and you start to think, oh, right, okay, we're all on a journey. I think it's a really good idea to look at ourselves and to question, okay, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to learn that? Because very often things can come onto our radar. Now, I'm the first one to say, if something comes onto my radar, then I start to take note, and I start to think, okay, Spirit wants me to walk that path. But what I actually do is I set a rule of 3. So it has to come onto my radar. Spirit has to put it onto my radar as my clarification to tell me, okay, that is where I'm to go next. That is what I'm to learn next. So if something comes onto my radar 3 times, that's when I really kind of bring my attention to it and really start to attune into it, to know that it's for me. And I will ask, I will sit, I will meditate, I will journey, and I will really try to discover why that has come onto my spectrum and how that will fit in with my life path. Now, we have to be careful with that question, because there are what we don't want to do is shut doors. We have to, or I have found that I have had to lean into and surrender to allowing the path to unfold naturally as divine sees fit. And that for me, being a fixed sign, has been quite difficult. So we need to be careful that we don't ask too many questions and get too in the head. But I do think it's great introspection to go, okay, spirit, why is that come onto my spectrum? What is it you're wanting me to either discover about myself or to learn so I can actually share that with other people? What is within me that would make me a good vessel for that particular thing? Is it something for myself to learn? And it usually is. There's always an aspect of self and others in there, but it's kind of getting that clarity and understanding and learning rather than going, oh, I fancy that course, oh, I fancy that course, oh, I fancy that course, or oh, I need to go and learn that, or I need to go and learn that, or I need to go, because you can send yourself down rabbit holes and you can learn lots and lots of things. But this is where you need to have the discernment. This is where you need to have that self-honesty, is to ask yourself, okay, am I running? Am I running? And I've been guilty of that in the early days. I would kind of like, oh, I need that, and I need that, and I need that, because it was coming from here, from the idea that I had, from the idea of the light work that I would be doing. And so I would run off and I would go and learn things. And to be honest, a lot of that hasn't really kind of come in. It's good to have the knowledge, it's good to have that database, but it's not been part of the healing and it's not been a big part of my journey and my mission. If that was, it's been good for me. It's given me greater knowledge and a greater database, as I said, but it's not been a cornerstone in what I'm here to do. And so this is why we need to review it, because we're at a time, as I said right in the beginning of this, where things are speeding up and we're actually seeing a lot more. The veils are thinner and we're able to easily assess those that have been doing the inner work and those that have been running. And what I want to say to you guys is, don't be a runner. Shadow work, yeah, is hard. It is difficult. It's uncomfortable. Don't go chasing after it, but don't go running from it when it comes to you. Spend the time, do the introspection, shift those programs, beliefs, those ancestral karmic cycles that are bringing that to your front, that are causing those difficulties. Demolish them, bring that tower to yourself. And I know that's easy for me to say because I'm a Scorpion and that's what we do, and we embrace it a lot more. But honestly, I'm standing here telling you, having gone through the past 3 years and many, many years before that, but the past 3 years particularly, having thought that I'd done the biggest part of my work, I was then, boom, more came in. And so it's been one tower after another, after another, after another. And to be honest, it has been joyful. It has been an honor to be able to do that work, because I have stepped into more of who I am. And I still couldn't tell you what that is going to look like in the future, because I still don't know. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because tower after tower after tower has taught me that whatever comes onto the spectrum is for my highest good. I stay in that love. I stay in that trust. I stay in that hope and that faith. And that allows me to know that I am secure. That allows me to stand on a firm foundation. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to do it the way that I've done it. I'm not even telling you how to do it. What I am saying and asking from all of you is to sit with yourselves, be honest. Are you running or are you aligning? Because there's a huge difference. Doing this course, this course, this course, the courses are there, gurus are there, teachers like myself are here to help guide you, to help you walk your path. You are not meant to walk their path. You are not meant to become mini replicas of that particular guru. You are meant to be your soul sovereign self, bringing your unique magic into the world that only you can. Without your piece of the puzzle remains incomplete. Now, you might have a gigantic piece of a puzzle, a gigantic mission, something that affects people on a global level, or it may be that there is a piece of your puzzle that is meant for you, meant for your family. All of those pieces are needed to complete the puzzle. All of those pieces are needed for all of us to move forward, to ascend, to create a new paradigm where humanity can actually start to live in peace, can start to live in abundance, can start to step well away from fear and from lack, because it's the fear of not having that creates the lack, which makes us greedy, that makes us deplete this planet and each other. When we can actually build ourselves, when we can use these tools and actually align ourselves, we do not have mental thoughts of competition. We do not have mental thoughts of judging ourselves against others. We do not have thoughts of putting somebody down because we want to be there. There is no stepping on each other. There is enough for everybody. All of us have a unique magic within us. And that unique magic is needed for all of us, from all of us. I hope that makes sense. I shall leave it at that. If you've liked the video, please press the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, then press that subscribe button. And I shall see you on the next one. Bye-bye.